Thursday, December 6, Restoration and Unity. Question. Read Matthew chapter 18, verses 15 through to 17. What 3 steps does Jesus give us to help us to resolve conflicts when we are wronged by another church member? How are we to apply these words in our contemporary situations? Matthew 18, beginning at verse 15. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he hears you, you have gained your brother. But if he will not hear, take with you 1 or 2 more, that by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. And if he refuses to hear them, tell it to the church. But if he refuses even to hear the church, let him be to you like a heathen and a tax collector. Jesus' desire in giving the counsel of Matthew 18 is to keep interpersonal conflict within the church in as small a group as possible. His intent is that the 2 people involved solve the problem themselves. This is why Jesus declares in verse 15, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. As the number of people involved in a conflict between 2 individuals increases, the more contention can be created, and the more it can affect the fellowship of other believers. People take sides, and battle lines are drawn. But when Christians attempt to settle their differences privately, and in the spirit of Christian love and mutual understanding, a climate of reconciliation is created. The atmosphere is right for the Holy Spirit to work with them as they strive to resolve their differences. Sometimes personal appeals for conflict resolution are ineffective. In these instances, Jesus invites us to take 1 or 2 brothers with us. This second step in the reconciliation process always must follow the first step. The purpose is to bring people together, not drive them further apart. The 1 or 2 who join the offending party are not coming to prove his or her point or to join in blaming the other individual. They come in Christian love and compassion as counsellors and prayer partners in order to participate in the process of bringing 2 estranged people together. There are occasions when all attempts to solve the problem do not work. In this case, Jesus instructs us to bring the issue before the church. He certainly is not talking about interrupting the Sabbath morning worship service with an issue of personal conflict. The appropriate place to bring the issue, if the first 2 steps have not helped to reconcile the 2 parties, is the church board. Again, Christ's purpose is reconciliation. It is not to blame one party and exonerate the other. Ellen White writes in Gospel Workers, page 499, do not suffer resentment to ripen into malice. Do not allow the wound to fester and break out in poisoned words, which taint the minds of those who hear. Do not allow bitter thoughts to continue to fill your mind and his. Go to your brother, and in humility and sincerity, talk with him about the matter.